Hello my dear friends, and welcome back to another very exciting Star Wars video. It is I coming at you once again, your favourite galactic hostess, Star Wars Meg. And today we have some incredible updates for the future of the Star Wars franchise. We're talking about Ahsoka Season 2, Star Wars movies, and then the potential return of a fan favourite actor. This is going to be a jam-packed episode and you don't want to miss it. And I just want to begin by wishing my friends across the pond in the United States a very happy 4th of July. Also be sure to subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, but no more jibber jabber. Shall we talk about some Star Wars? Let's do this thing. And we begin with some fantastic news for Bryce Dallas Howard, one of the most talented directors and creatives at Lucasfilm at the moment. A real shining beacon in recent Star Wars, especially amongst all of the mishaps. She's been someone you can truly rely on. Whether it was The Mandalorian, The Book of Boba Fett, or Skeleton Crew, she learnt a lot from George Lucas, her father Ron Howard, and it really shows she cares about giving fans what they want from a Star Wars episode. With only one exception, which was that Season 3 episode, I've never come away feeling unsatisfied. She also did amazing in The Book of Boba Fett, Chapter 5 The Return of the Mandalorian. And I get it, that shouldn't have been a Boba episode, it could have kicked off the Mandalorian's 3rd season. But anyway, we've already had that conversation time and again. But that episode, oh my goodness, Din Djarin tearing it up in the butcher shop, the darksaber scenes, the armorer, the flashback to the Night of 1,000 Tears. For fans of the Mandalorian culture, for fans of the Clone Wars, that episode was a real treat. And while Jon Favreau wrote it, it's well documented that Bryce made a lot of creative adjustments on that episode. Similar to the way she influenced the Mandalorian Season 1 episode, The Sanctuary. Bryce is the one who came up with the name Omera. In the original script, she was simply referred to as the farmer woman. So for a director, she does have a very creative hands-on role. And one of my favourite details from the Book of Boba Fett episode is the armor counting in Mandoa. A lovely little touch, a little nod to fans of games like KOTOR and those who know about the Mandalorian language. She knows her stuff. She understands that the fine details, the tiny nuances, are what build the Star Wars universe. And of course, Bryce's most recent Star Wars work was the Skeleton Crew episode Zero Friends Again, a very radical change of pace, but it was so sweet. It was the introspective, character-focused KB episode. She understands how to make an audience care about those minor characters. She really is one of the best. So given Bryce's enthusiasm, her passion, and her proven talent, Star Wars fans have long been asking for her to direct a full feature-length Star Wars movie, to switch from the TV shows to an actual Star Wars film in the cinema. And in the past, when she was asked about this, she gave a very grateful but coy response. She said something to the effect of she's happy with where she is, but if the opportunity presented itself, she wouldn't turn it down. But now that Lucasfilm is reprioritizing the movie side of Star Wars, Bryce Dallas Howard has given us a new update. Here's the quote: "I'd like to do a narrative feature. That's kind of my next dream. Fans know this, but I don't think Lucasfilm realizes how big a win this could be. They've already started turning the tide. Andor Season 2 was a massive win. Battlefront 2 is trending and has more players than ever before. Star Wars Starfighter is coming before the Rey movie, and now it's time to give Bryce a movie. I'd much rather have a Bryce than Taika Waititi, and there were already rumours about a potential Mandalorian trilogy, and if the Mandoverse has been her specialty, then she could helm the one after the Mandalorian and Grogu, the one before Dave Filoni's movie. So please, Kathleen Kennedy, listen to Bryce. She's telling you she wants to do it. Her ability to translate script to screen so far in the Mandoverse has been top-notch. I've been seriously impressed. My favourite of her episodes is Chapter 11, The Heiress, the live-action introduction of Bo-Katan. And for those who say, it's not the directors who should be given credit, it's the writers. They're the ones who do all the work. That isn't true, my friends. When you're talking about shot composition, camera movement, pacing, tone, shaping the emotion and the action in the episode, that is the role of the director. And just watch any of the Disney galleries, the behind the scenes of Mando and Book of Boba Fett. She has been so hands-on. So yes, I am in strong agreement with the fans who say give Bryce a movie. Heck, give her a trilogy. I get the impression she's being wasted just being given a sporadic episode here and there. She has the ear of Dave Filoni. We know she's had conversations with him about the future direction of Ahsoka, The Mandalorian, and even the return of Mace Windu, to which Dave said no, by the way. But there you have it, my dear friends. Bryce Dallas Howard wants to direct a movie, and now she's flat out saying it. That's her wish. And so now, my dear friends, on to some other Star Wars updates. Ahsoka Season 2. As you guys know, principal photography filming is going on as we speak. and it seems to be going pretty well, because we have updates from both Ivana Sakno and Natasha Liu-Bordisso. In a brand new interview promoting Megan 2.0, Ivana says this coming week she's going to be filming more scenes for Shin Hati here in the UK. We don't know any specifics, but Ivana got very emotional talking about it. Check it out.
I'm just returning to London tomorrow to be back with my family and continue telling Shin's story. It's so interesting. Why am I teary-eyed? She means so much to me, and this family means so much to me. I mean, and also the personal experience we're having with each other is unlike anything I've ever experienced.
Our second Ahsoka update comes from Natasha Liu-Bordisso's Instagram. It seems like they're currently filming Peridia scenes. Peridia is being filmed on location here in England, so no use of the volume, and Rory McCann, Natasha, Ivana Sakno, and Rosario Dawson were here in the UK recently. So the priority is Peridia. They apparently did film some known galaxy scenes with the likes of Iman Isfandi, but nothing yet about Hera, or as Dave Filoni teased at Star Wars Celebration, Akbar. He's going to play a central role post-Andor in the fight against Thrawn. I'm so excited about this. I hope you guys feel the same way. And so finally guys, and this is another huge update, but doesn't concern Star Wars as much as Lucasfilm on the whole, the future of Indiana Jones. But there is some Star Wars overlap. So when it comes to Lucasfilm's future, we know about the future direction of Star Wars. It's not perfect and it's certainly a bit disjointed, but at least there is something that resembles a plan. The same can't be said about the other Lucasfilm IPs, whether it's the cancelled Willow series, or in this case the future of Indiana Jones, especially following Indiana Jones 5, The Dial of Destiny. Well my friends, there is a new rumour that says that Disney wants to reboot it. That's right, a full indie reboot. And you guys already know the question that naturally follows. Who is going to be cast as the new Indy? Well, some fans seem to really like the Alden Ehrenreich approach. The logic is this: if he played a young Han Solo, surely he can play a young Indy. But unfortunately, I don't think Lucasfilm would do this. Because for whatever reason, and it's definitely not the actual case, Kathleen Kennedy blames Alden for the flop of Solo. So I don't think she would risk that for Indiana Jones. Another prominent, but I would say controversial suggestion is Pedro Pascal. He's everywhere, this guy's in everything, so I don't think that's a good idea. I also can't imagine him encapsulating Indy's vibe, the kind of swagger and coolness. Not saying Pedro Pascal isn't cool, I think he is, but in a Mando way, not in an Indiana Jones way. Does that make any sense? But let's take a look at what the report says. Disney reportedly planning full reboot of the Indiana Jones franchise. According to a report from Diz Insider, Disney and Lucasfilm want an indie revamp. And revamp is the crucial word here, guys, because if they're going to do a reboot, they need to move the franchise forward, beyond Harrison Ford. Again, some will say that's not possible. Indiana Jones is, integrally, Harrison. Same with Han Solo. They say, Lucasfilm is letting the franchise rest for a bit before they do the reboot. They expect the studio to announce something next year at D23 Expo, because even though the last film tanked at the box office, Indy is still an iconic IP, and Disney and Lucasfilm do not want to waste it, even though, let's be real here guys, that's what they've been doing for the best part of a decade. I think it's a good sign Disney wants to reassess things, looking at what's happened, learning from failures, and moving forward in a direction that you think is going to be both profitable, but also good for the fans. And you know what's even sadder about this, is that Dial of Destiny was not even a bad film. Not in my opinion. It wasn't the best Indiana Jones film, but it certainly wasn't as bad as the box office suggests. But what do you guys think? Share your thoughts on all of today's news in the comments down below.